please.
Dan Horn.
Eva Karlstrom.
Larry Hokenettle.
Scott Meredith.
Elaine Woodhurst-Sloat.
Jerry Ogburn.
Posting of the agenda was
On Thursday, May 5th, excuse me, June 5th at 3:30.
minutes. Will waive the minutes for
Until next meeting.
until next meeting. Communication, any public comments? No public comments. Any written communications? No written communications. Reports from the board. No board reports. Reports from the staff.
I do. I'll tell them about this. What I'm going to be working on this summer is we're going to get sponsored some of the jackets that go on the steel barricades. This isn't the logo. Actually, this logo will be in the middle.
Oh,
And each logo will be 16 by 16, and then we'll be selling 2 logos per jacket. So what that'll do is that'll give us some more barricades, so the whole event will be all barricaded with the white barricades, and the jackets every other barricade.
so we'll sell those as advertisement, or will it say VillageFest?
This one will say Village Fest. It'll say Palm Springs and say Village Fest. The one in the middle will always be the same,
Okay.
with a white background. And then the 2 logos for the other sponsors will be on either side.
I don't know if you've seen that logo before or not. It's something we're doing for a cooperative marketing program downtown. It was actually designed by John Greenberger, Mary Jardine's husband, and why shut up? But I think Village Fest, I know the Follies is going to use this. Many of the downtown businesses are starting to apply it. So our thought was that would be a great way to introduce Village Fest, and eventually we can get some banners that hang on the light posts to do it as well.
That's nice. Do we need approval from the board for that?
If you want.
Certainly.
That's very nice. Yeah, very nice.
Are you through?
That's it.
I have a brief report. I don't know if any of you saw the letters to the editor in this morning's Desert Sun, but there was a local resident that made a good observation that about Village Fest and the ability that patrons of the event have to bring their dogs downtown. And I guess I happen to be one of those, just coincidentally. But thought it would be real nice during the summer when it's hot and it could be a problem with pets is if we could encourage the vendors to have either bottles of water or something to offer to the dogs. And I think that's a good observation because there aren't too many events around that really let you bring your pets to the event. And so if there's something that Elaine could do, either sending out a little memo or something to the vendors, encourage them to have some water. We like to be a friendly event. Now we can be friendly to people and their pets. That's all I had.
What if there were dog stops, like cooperative dog stops in certain areas with, like the way they used to have the dog fountains downtown, where like it would be like a area for a dog to get a drink of water, maybe from either sponsored by a booth or or a cooperative thing in an area.
That'd be a lot nicer if they put out bowls of water.
Yeah, big obvious dog bowl.
Yeah.
Sitting, in between a couple booths off to the side.
As long as all they do is drink out of it, that would be a good suggestion.
Well,
I understand there are problems sometimes.
Well, dogs can't drink out of bottles.
That's true.
So anyways.
Anything?
All right, anything else? The staff? Any public reports? No public reports. So at this time, we'll go to the applicants. When we call your name, please come up and stand over here. So we could hear you on the microphones, and put your materials out on the table that you want to show. And at that note, we'll get started with the Stop and Go Beef and Chicken Food Vendor. Emily Donaldson.
I'm Emily Donaldson. I'm the one that does the roasted corn, and I think most of you guys know that. Can you? No? You want it out more?
That's good.
Okay. Oh, great. Okay. I'll move over now. I wanted to appeal to see if we could add baked potatoes and baked yams to our menu, along with the roasted corn that we sell. And I have pictures of what they look like. We sell them for $3 a piece, and actually the yams do very well at all the other events that we do. This is the yam. And all we do is put butter, cinnamon, and brown sugar on them. And we use the jumbo yams, so they're about this big. They're the huge yams. And we sell them for $3 a piece. And they get unlimited toppings as much as they want for that price. So, you guys want the pictures?
Do you cook those the same way in your
We
corn?
wrap them in foil, and the corn goes around once for 20 minutes. The baked potatoes and yams go around twice. And they're wrapped in foil, and then we cut them open. They just stay in the foil, and then put the toppings on them and serve them. So they actually go over really good, especially for young families. We have a lot of moms that come and buy the yams for their babies, and because it's like very natural, and they serve it to them. So it's healthy.
You use the same oven that you use for your corn. You're not going to add extra machinery.
No, everything's the same. The only thing you'll see different is we have one other cooler that has the toppings in it, and then like the.
My concern was more the
trays.
ovens.
No, it's the same. Everything's the same.
Okay.
So.
And what about baked potatoes you have on here? Do you just
Everything's the same. Baked potatoes we do sour cream, chives, butter, and grated cheese on 'em. And I only want you to prove it if you think it would actually be good to do down there, because if not, I don't want to waste my time and bring all the stuff for it if you don't think it would go over good. So, the corn goes
Is
really
it
good, so.
easy for somebody to eat while
Yeah,
you're
we
walking
serve
around?
it-
Because the
you
baked
know, like
potato
the little
usually.
nacho bowls, the little
Right.
paper nacho bowls. We have it in there, and then we put in a wax paper, and then we serve it with napkins underneath and a fork. So
Okay.
it's pretty easy. It's
Yeah.
like they consider it a walk around food at other events that we do.
You've been selling this since before you started our event with just the corn? You
Right.
You were
right.
doing it elsewhere?
We just decided to do the corn when we first started here because it was easier, and we were not real sure what you guys liked and stuff. So.
So you
but-
didn't sell corn before, you just sold the potatoes and the yams?
No, we did everything.
Oh, you did all
before.
three?
Yeah, but we just wanted to start with the corn down here, so if you think it would do good, then we try it. But I know there's a lot of restaurants and stuff, so I don't want to.
Well, I don't think any restaurants are making their business just off on potatoes.
Well,
That
yams
would
to go is kind of
be-
unique.
Yeah.
That's the major thing that sells is actually the yams versus the baked potatoes. We sell twice as many yams.
Really?
Yeah, it's really weird, and it's younger people buying them and not older people, which you think it would be.
I love your corn. I'd have a hard
Other
time
people,
deciding
yeah.
on which one to get.
I eat the yams. I like the
It's
yams.
more novel than the corn. You see
Everyone
corn.
comes
Yeah,
up
it's
to
kinda
me and they say,
interesting.
"Boy, yams at an event? That's
What's
different,
unique?
but it's
new.
healthy."
I mean, I've never
So-
seen it.
Yeah.
They have corn at county fairs and at lots of fairs. I've never seen yams.
We get a lot of moms that come and get it for their babies and stuff like
We
that.
have a lot of babies
It's like baby
downtown, so
food,
it's-
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's good for Thanksgiving time. I know that.
Can you take them home with you?
And you're starting in the summer.
I know. I'm just trying to get it approved now since we just thought of it.
Or you're going to
so.
start doing it later on?
We can start whenever you want,
Oh.
or stop whenever you want.
I just mean because it's hot out.
Yeah, I know.
I think it'd be a novel thing. I've never seen it before at a street fair, personally.
Let's
It's
have a
healthy,
motion.
I'll make
so.
a motion that we second, that we approve Emily Donaldson roasted corn to add potatoes, baked potatoes, and yams.
My second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None?
All right,
Good luck.
great,
Yam
thank
on.
you. Yeah. Do you want any pictures of that, or do you? These are.
Hi. It's all mushy.
And I did have somebody give a comment to me about dog, water for the dog. They had water bottles, but they wanted a cup to put it in so that the dog would actually.
Yeah. 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 So you'll be one of our participating
Yes,
vendors
we'll buy some.
for water for the dogs?
Actually, my little yam serving, what do you call it, paper plates, which is fun.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Pigwins.
Do you want mine? leash.
Cats don't drink water.
Hi, my name is Brent Scarpo. I am the new owner of Penguins. Yeah, I just bought it about a month or so ago. And Penguin celebrates its 20th anniversary in Palm Springs this July. I had no idea that it had been there that long, but I do remember in my early 20s sitting out front there and eating Penguin's non-fat yogurt ice cream with my mother. So when I found out it was for sale, it brought back some really great memories. I've also discovered that they've never been in the VillageFest, at least to my knowledge. And I adore the VillageFest. It's one of my favorite things to do on a Thursday evening. And we were able to acquire a cart that would allow us to be at the VillageFest, to be able to sell the non-fat yogurt. I have a brief menu of some of the items that we were looking to put on, and I was going to try to bring samples, but I've discovered something. Yogurt doesn't do too well in the car when it comes to this heat. Though we'd have a cart that would have it all frozen, and we're right there, a little off the beaten path, but right there on Palm Canyon in the Armato Center, and we want to be able to have a presence, at the VillageFest. One of the things that I really strive for, because I work with the Palm Springs Unified School District, specifically Jane Brewer in the diversity department, is we want to really become an organization that really gives back. And so I'm working with her in putting some events together and to donate some of the proceeds back to that department so that we can send the kids to the Museum of Tolerance in Los Angeles. Jane and I have worked together for about 4 years or so now. So that's kind of what we're looking at. I think if we have a presence down there and able to really share with the people in that section of the area what we do, it'll kind of help us all.
I see you have T-shirts on your list, paperback books. Do you want to sell more than yogurt? Is yogurt?
This is the beginning that we have. Like, for instance, what we're doing with the shop, they primarily do like the sodas and the water. And I have I love what you said about the dog, because I actually have a little dog stop. It's a stop sign. It's got a dog on it, so we'll have the water.
I'd like to see more.
Yeah,
I think it'd be great.
it's a what it is. It's just it's a fountain, or not a fountain, but it's a bowl. And I create the sign, and it says stop, and then there's a dog. And so that's where dogs can go, and they can actually drink, and it's public for everybody when it has their. I have 2 dogs, so yeah, we what I'm doing is I am working with Mark Victor Hansen. He's a friend of mine who created Chicken Soup for the Soul, and so what we're doing is we're going to take a section of our restaurant, and we're just going to be the suppliers of the Chicken Soup for the Soul books, because in Palm Springs I've discovered I think there's only one bookstore. Which is Craig's Bookstore, and there's a lot of youth and such that come in, and I'm finding out from Jane that those are books that they use. I'm getting the official reading list of the Palm Springs Unified School District, because we're getting a lot of kids that we're working with to do field trips there, so that they can actually come into Penguins. We'll do a story time with them, and then be able to go to the museum. So I want to kind of create that. If we bring some of the books there, that'll sort of be representative of what it is that we sell and do.
The T-shirts we cannot do.
Okay.
The books are books. If they commingle with your product, shouldn't be a problem. Anything else on that list, Dan, that you might see?
What kind of, are you going to have machinery to serve yogurt?
Yeah, well, no, it's going to be all prepackaged. We have a Penguins yogurt cart, which freezes the prepackaged yogurt. So it's almost like selling ice cream out of a freezer. So we have that, and it's got, I don't know, it's about this long. It can hold up to about 600 small, medium larges. And then we've got the umbrella, and then we'll just have a table, and we'll put like the books and things on that, and the little sundry items. We need electricity. That's it.
Well, that sounds good.
Yeah, I'm excited. I bought it a month ago, and like I said, it was a flood of memories for me, because I've been coming to the city since my early 20s and moved here officially 3.5 years ago. Now to have this business that I used to frequent all the time and actually say I'm the owner. Oh, it's cool. It's interesting. I do other things in my life, but it was one of those things that, well, if you really want to know the story, this is a great story. I had I love they're doing with the casino and such down here, and so I will go down there every once in a while and go to the casino and enjoy myself and so on and so forth. And I've been looking for some kind of business to put in Palm Springs for the last 2 years to have an extension of what it is that I do. But as you know, funds and the economy and so on and so forth. So about 6 months ago, in an effort to see, well, what can I do to kind of get a business. I went down to the casino and I won a $75,000 jackpot on the slot machines. Yeah, and that's what I thought. I was like flabbergasted, and literally it was that morning that I was considering, well, what kind of business, and I'd walk up and down like twice a week that strip, seeing what was available, what would be some good ideas, and the concept of ice cream always came up to me. Well, I gotta tell you, when you win $75,000 at the casino there, they love you. I'm this VIP person, I get invited to these parties, and I got invited to this one party, and I met this couple that goes there a lot, and I, seen them a lot of times. I said, what do you do? And they said, well, we own Penguins. And I said, oh my gosh, I forgot all about that store. I said, I used to go there as a kid with my mom in my early 20s. She said, yeah, we retired and we bought it, but we're just working too hard and we want to sell it. And I just won the money, and it all came together.
Great.
So I'm very, yeah, absolutely. So I'm excited. The Agua Caliente. Yeah.
Right here in town. Now you're gonna give some of that back to the casino?
Well, no,
Free yogurt or?
I'm gonna let you in on a secret.
Yeah.
I'm not a big gambling person. I just went there because I try to create a place for myself that if I've had a bad day, I can just escape to, and I do the casino and I do the tram. It's either hiking or all the lights and such. So this was October of last year that I won the $75,000. And the whole concept of winning this was just bizarre for me, And so I went back, and people get to know you, and I thought, well, you know what? If I won once, is it possible to win again? And so between October of last year, when I won the $75,000, and January 1st of this past year, I won an additional $55,000.
I'm following you around.
Which is how I end up paying for.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, I can't.
What are you playing?
I'm stupid, so I can't, I'd have to take off my shoes to play 21. I can't, I can't do the cards. I just do the slot machine because it's really simple. You put the quarter in and you pull the thing. That's easy to me. I can do that.
Yeah.
It's simple, and time goes by, and
Now is the IRS caught up with you yet on this?
The IRS
That's all
are good
taken care of
friends.
right
I have
up
a
front.
great accountant. That's why we need to buy a business. And that's also the purpose of trying to give back. I really believe in the youth. I love what you do with the bands and all that. That's just amazing, and that's what we're looking to do. We're, like I said, we're just north of Tahquitz, and I'm working with the youth and the different organizations here that deal with youth in Palm Springs to kind of make that a place for them that they can go to. It's why I want to get internet service in there. It's why I want to get the books and the official reading list. It's where kids, it's an alternative for them to be able to go to.
Yeah,
Well,
sounds nice.
Being a downtown business, you're pretty much a shoo-in anyways.
Yeah.
I'm spreading it around right now.
Congratulations on everything.
Thank
You
you
gonna do
very
a
much.
motion or? did
Yeah,
we
I make a
already-
motion to approve Brent Scarpo and Penguins.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None? Good luck.
And good luck. You don't
Like
need
you
it.
need
Good
more.
luck.
Yes.
What a great story.
Yeah.
Gosh. I'm impressed. Okay. Cute.
All right. Birdies.
Okay, that's good.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Philippe Copin. I'm Bertie's partner. Bertie's in back to LA, so I'm gonna make the presentation. We already have a business. I mean, we opened our store, which was TCBY. I don't know if you recall it. Wild Coast of Las Cazuelas. We opened up like the 1st of May, and we specialize in Belgian waffle. And there's two kinds of Belgian waffle. The one that everybody knows that you get at any breakfast place, fluffy, crispy one. This what we do, but it's an original recipe, and it really makes a big difference from the mix, whatever it is. And then we have another waffle, which is more like we call this a Liège waffle. It's more like a cookie type of waffle that can travel and last. Can keep this for 1 week, one move, and it's made out with nip sugar. Caramelized nip sugar is little and this sugar is only available in Belgium. You go in France, you then can't even find it. So we got that sugar import from Belgium, and we bake those waffles, and we sell them retail. We also have coffee, Illy coffee, and all the variety as Starbucks has, and we have gelato. Gelato is the Italian version of ice cream. It's more dense, and so that's what we do in our store. And we've been anxious to go to the street fair for several reasons. I mean, to get the exposure. That's one thing, and the business seems good. I mean, because I heard that TCBY was doing very well when he was there, and we want to make I got a menu concept which would be much smaller than the one inside, but would feature waffle with whipping cream strawberries, with vanilla ice cream, chocolate sauce, and then we're gonna have some mocha frappe and strawberries. So if you don't mind to pass this around and keep on each. One, two, three, four.
Heavy.
Now, what kind of setup are you gonna you're gonna cook them right out there? You're gonna cook them inside of?
No, the gimmick, the thing is we're gonna cook them outside. I got the booth where we got the whole thing, that the health department requires. And we're actually gonna bake the waffle in front of the people like they do with the crepes.
Okay,
We have a sneeze guard, we got the whole equipment, required
Yeah.
to
Okay.
be.
have you been to the health department already?
I've been there, I know what they want, but
Okay.
I've got the paperwork here that I have
Okay.
to give you.
Okay.
So this is what we're planning on doing, so.
Okay,
Yes.
sounds good.
I'll make a motion, we approve Birdie's yogurt and, gelato and waffles for Village Fest.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None? Welcome.
Thank
Good
you
luck.
very much. Thank you very much.
We're getting so much good food this week.
Yeah.
Yum. It's heavy.
Is that Paradise?
Paradise, Italian ice cream?
Somebody was in there and just walked out a minute ago. Okay. Tully, you're up.
Hello, my name is Tolly Marney. I'm an artist. I do steel sculptures and fabricating. Hi. Here's a booklet that kind of shows some of the stuff I do. I brought some small stuff. It's a door knocker. This is a heart. I do make my own tables, chandeliers, candlesticks, anything that does with, interior design, I make it. And I like to show. I also listed on the application that I'd like to put up a little popcorn machine behind on my booth as well. I haven't purchased that though at this point.
What would these items sell for?
About $40 to $50. I do make smaller stuff too, like, napkin rings. I do bigger sculptures, like I have one in the car. It's, about this tall. They weigh about 40 pounds. I sell that one for like $3,500.
Oh, you couldn't bring that in?
No, I could.
Yeah.
It's heavy.
Yeah, thanks a lot, huh?
Do you have pictures of you making these?
Yes.
Now, is the ruling with horseshoes, it's good luck? If you need luck, you pour it out, or?
That's the story with the devil,
Here's portfolio.
Come with different finishes too.
Yeah, you can rust them.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Wood.
But, you know, I pretty much want to do, you know, all my, you know, all the interior, from the tables to any of that, you know, they would go in.
So where's your shop at?
Right now it's in Devore, it was in Morongo.
Yeah.
Kind of being a gypsy lately.
Oh. So you're familiar with the VillageFest?
Yes, sir.
Where else do you show?
Well, I was shown at Denise Robarge's Art Gallery in El Paseo. I show in Cody, Wyoming, New York City, kind of a little bit over everywhere.
Very nice stuff. So how many pieces do you think you would bring down to set up?
Well, I was thinking maybe like 5 sculptures and then, you know, lots of little things, you know, to put inside, like, you know, from candlesticks to hearts, door knockers, you know, I make wine racks, just, you know.
So
whatever-
just vary whatever you have
yeah,
on the
you know,
rack at that time.
It's,
Would you have like your display book?
yes,
And people could look through it and make an order,
yes.
things like that?
I make a motion that we accept.
Oh, wait a minute.
What,
What
there's-
about the popcorn machine?
Yeah,
Well, I'm gonna leave that out.
okay.
So,
Oh, it's okay.
I think we've done.
Yeah, I agree.
I think this
Those are
is-
really nice. They're very good.
is something in itself, and I think we've already got that.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll leave the food vendor stuff to the food vendors.
So I think
I
your,
agree.
your steel artwork,
Okay.
and the sodas, the water, and the popcorn, leave that.
I was just trying to
Except
figure out
for the
ways
dog
to.
dish.
The dog
Yeah,
dish.
dog dish is
Bring a
okay.
little water,
Or bucket.
a bucket.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None opposed? Welcome.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Good luck.
Plan on doing it right away this summer? maybe?
Probably September and then get it all together. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Emily Hinks. The Paradise Ice.
We got some add-ons. We have, let's go with Laura's metal art.
Do you have a motion for added starters, please? Motion.
I make a motion that we add added starters.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None?
So Laura metal art.
Laura Metal Art?
Well, Laura Bartolini. There you go. Bartolini.
Metal art. Hi, I'm Laura, and I do metal art. We brought some examples. They're maybe a little bit big, but. Let me put that-
Better when you bring them in here. We always see little stuff.
Yeah, well, you know, I started out making little stuff, and I don't know what happens. I mean, this is some of the smaller stuff now. It's gross. I have a book here, a resume here, some other example of pictures and prices here, magazine articles and stuff right here, and then a picture of me doing stuff here. So do you want me to just pass it around?
Where are you from?
San Diego.
Do you do other venues?
Yeah, Orange County, South Coast Plaza, some stuff in San Diego. I have in Cedros, there's a little design district on Cedros and Solana Beach. I have a space in a full-time space
Right.
there. I'm not there, but, you know, I
Right.
have a rental
Yeah,
spot there.
yeah.
So,
All right.
this is kind of an array of the type of stuff, and then there's the larger stuff. But I plasma cut most of the items, like the mermaid. She starts with about a 3-foot by 10-foot piece of copper, cut, finished, and then the coloring comes from heating the torch. Then each one of these is different because this is a copper tubing, so sometimes there's a starfish and a fish down here, so they're all a little bit different. And then it's finished with a clear coat. This is $139. Flour, all copper flour, sold with a base, and a different color glass bulbs. And this is $74. And then we also do some recycled items. There's a couple pictures in there with old silver plate and stuff. And this piece here is from a oxygen or a settling container. And then I take it, basically they're thrown away. So I take it, cut it with a plasma cutter, buff it all out, do the design work, and then finish it. And this holds a candle in here. And the cup and the teapot, same thing on the cup. This is actually a planter that can be planted directly into. This is a garden piece, and the design work I do myself, and then the artwork the actual work I do, and my husband helps me on that. And then we have a few animals that we do, the puppy, and we have cats and that type of thing. But we do a lot of different pieces, so I thought this would probably be the best, representation of a little bit of everything.
It's a lot of work. The people in there are great. They're a lot of fun.
Yeah, they're real interesting.
They're what,
they get
5
a
feet
lot of
tall?
attention. Yeah. Well, I started to make it this high, and you start thinking about it, and by the time it ends up as tall as I am, like the eyes are right here.
They're fun.
But yeah, they're kind of different.
Mostly you do garden pieces, it seems.
Yeah, most of it's garden. These pieces are indoor, outdoor. But yeah, mostly garden type stuff.
I think they're very nice. I make a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None? Welcome.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Okay, great.
The puppy dog is so cute.
I didn't make a dog for a long time because everybody wanted their own breed. And I came up with that guy, and he's just kind of, like everybody's
dog,
dog.
yeah.
A combo dog.
Yeah, and it worked out really well.
A water bowl.
He's a water bowl.
Hey, that would be good.
An example of
Set it
what
up
to do with
the water bowl.
Yeah,
And,
well, that is a good
Yeah,
idea.
good idea.
All right. let me grab
Yeah, the
this.
VillageFest, we can supply the water.
See? Oh, hey.
Oh, wait a minute, maybe I'm stepping over my, Jerry have to walk down there with a 5-gallon bucket filling all these up all night. We'll get you a little wagon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Dale McBride.
Good afternoon. I'm Dale McBride, and I'm in the honey business. My daughter ran a large honey shop up in Idlewild for a couple of years. Was very successful at it, and I helped to run the business part of it, and I became somewhat of an expert since I have a degree in bacteriology. It was kind of a natural thing. And so I live in Borrego Springs, where we can have bees without having interruption of the people. Everybody today gets sued if you have bees and you're in an urban area, so you've got to be out in
So you harvest your own honey?
some, yes, but I don't I'm getting too old to lift those big boxes around anymore. But I have a son-in-law who's heavily involved in it and has bees and takes them up to San Joaquin Valley, what have you. So I do this regularly at a couple of farmers markets on Wednesdays and once in a while Thursday mornings in San Diego County. I do a couple of, it's been relatively successful. I have some gourmet honeys, and they're very, very nice. They're real honeys. They're not watered down like with corn syrup, like some of the stuff you get, and it's not boiled like you get in the grocery store, where they kill all the enzymes and the health properties that are in honey, the antioxidants, whatever. And so what we do is, Crystal and I, my wife, I named the company Crystal's Honey, Crystal's Pure Honey, and we came up here to the VillageFest about 5 months ago, and I looked around and I didn't see anybody selling any honey. One guy had some looked like raw honey in some mason jars, but that was it. So I said, you know what, we ought to come up here and take a look at. So I asked Elaine for the book, and that's how I got started in it. And I can send a picture around what we do and how we do it. And I have examples. If people you don't realize there's 304 registered blossoms in North America as honeys, and I have about 12 of them right now. And the last 2 years has been a real problem in the desert, as you well know. We had no water down there, and I lost all my bees, as a matter of fact. But we rained like the dickens down there this year, and so we've got bees, and they're working hard. And I got some fresh buckwheat honey, which is darkest honey you've ever seen in your life. So, kind of show you. I got a couple of examples of what I have. I've got some grapefruit honey and some fireweed in these 3 different size jugs that we sell. And one's a bee. It's a pound, 16 ounces, and a 10 ounce and an 8 ounce thing of honey.
The buckwheat that's your own flavoring?
No,
or coloring?
you don't flavor them.
Is that's
These are
natural?
natural blossom honeys. You have to
So
appreciate
these bees are eating buckwheat, and
That's
that's
right.
what's creating the.
It's an art form. You put
All
the
right.
bees out in the area. Like grapefruit is very interesting. In Borrego we have the Sela grapefruit, as you well know. And I put the bees out, and we put water barrels to keep the bees working there, because bees don't discriminate. They'll run out and get into the marigolds or anything else if you let them. But if you work about 7 hours, and then you pull the hives out of there, so it's an art form.
Huh.
So I have some connections with people, like got some fresh blackberry and raspberry coming now down from Oregon. I have a beekeeper buddy up there who's sharing some stuff with me. And
So do you actually make this honey?
no, I don't. The bees do.
Well, I mean,
You or your family are manufacturing. You're responsible for all the bees, and you're scraping the hives
Right.
to get the product out
Right,
of it.
my
So you're
son-
not buying anything from anybody
Oh, yeah,
else, or
I buy honey from, we share and swap and buy honey, and it's gourmet honeys. And,
Okay.
I look for star thistle when that's in bloom, and I look for sweet clover when that's right, and all the different honeys. And then I get it, and I have a,
then you trade with other brokers,
yeah.
basically your honey, so they get your
Not necessarily
type.
brokers, beekeepers.
Beekeepers.
Yeah, apiaries.
do you sell this honey retail anywhere?
Yes, in the farmers markets.
Just in the farmer's market?
Yeah, I
not
don't-
in the store?
I'm retired. I've been retired for 12 years, but if my wife said I don't get out of my chair, it's
So
gonna
the
kill
only
me. So
place we can get any of these wines are from you.
Yeah.
Honeys.
Honeys.
these honeys.
Honeys.
Yeah.
Same, yeah, boss.
It's about wines. And it's very much like wine tasting. What I do is my booth, you can see in the picture, I give tasting effects. I give people a spoon, and I let them taste there for it, and they identify, they say, well, I thought honey was honey, but we find out that it's not honey. Every flower has its own fragrance, has its own flavor. It's a very, very nice presentation, and it's been very successful at Ocean Beach, where I am, and Oceanside, where I do a number of farmers markets. And I was only at your VillageFest here one night, but it's only an hour and 20 minutes from me, so I said, well, why don't we come up here and give it a try? I have a lot of information. I give out a lot of information on honey. I teach people the fact that if I could get everybody in the world to eat honey, we could reduce the incidence diabetes type 2 by 50% because it doesn't challenge the pancreas the way processed sugar does. And that's a couple of PhDs at Riverside College came up with this thing. So we teach people a little something about it, and they're very enthused. And I've got quite a following now in San Diego County, so I thought that we'd come up here and try Riverside. Any questions?
Any questions? Suggestions?
All I can say is quality stuff. It's
I think as far as honey being sold in a street fair venue, I think this is a unique product. Simply because he was talking about buckwheat honey and blueberry, blackberry honey, and it's not just honey.
And we have had honey vendors before, and they are no longer with us.
One has half a booth of honey.
Okay.
Becomes what part of the farmer's market then, doesn't it?
Yeah, because I don't see a problem with it. I think it's a
well, the
nice
problem
idea.
is, you know, you're at the mercy, as all farmers, you're at the mercy of the weather, the flowers, and the amount of work you want to put into it. And then you're fighting varroa infestations and Africanized bees, potentially. There's a lot of things involved in it. But let me tell you, honey is a marvelous product, and it's very helpful for people if you can present it to them and get them involved in it.
I make a motion to
love it.
approve Dale McBride and his honey.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None? Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Good luck. Keep those bees
Yeah,
busy.
this is interesting. I mean, I really thought honey was honey.
What's honey?
I had
Well,
no
you'll see it.
idea.
You'll come to my booth, and I'll give you some
Sounds good.
presentations. You'll see all
The
kinds of
things
stuff.
you learn, huh?
And if was it objectionable for me to leave some honey here for you? Or is that bribing the?
We already voted.
You voted and approved
No,
it?
you're good.
So
Pass
you
it
can
out.
so now you can have some. This is fireweed honey. It's the first blossom that pops up out of the ash whenever there's a forest fire.
All right.
And this came from up in Sierra Nevadas, and it's just the sweetest, softest honey and tea you've ever had in your life. It's got a very soft finish to it. So there's that's one. Anybody like the heavy buckwheat?
I'd love to try that.
That's power. That's a power honey. That's got more antioxidants, nutrients, and they're all hermetically sealed. And then I have a blackberry, which is very unique.
That sounds good. I'm
Okay.
in for that.
Okay.
That's one for you, Rick.
Let's see what else do I have here.
I'll sell you.
Fireweed.
Let's see. Look at Dan.
I got and a sweet clover, which people say, I just want some regular honey. Sweet clover is what they're usually talking about. It's got a great flavor. And I also have it in extruded sticks. It's on my picture that I passed around.
Which one is that little one?
This is clover, sweet clover. That's
This is grapefruit.
That's fine. That's great.
Okay.
That's my favorite in tea because it gives a little citrus blossom flavor.
Well, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Did I get my?
Definitely come down and see you.
Did you care for one? Clover.
He needs one to put on his waffle.
Yeah, you grabbed a waffle a minute, you
How
said.
about a great big jug for being last? That's my bee, but be careful of the stinger on the back there.
Look at.
That's fireweed.
That's yours.
Okay, what would you like, Elaine? I have sage, sage
sage.
blossom. That's
yeah.
and that's from right out there in the Anza Desert. That sage.
All right. Well, great.
All right, thanks,
Well,
folks.
thank you so much. We'll see you
Now,
down there.
also, because you know bees, isn't there something to do with if you eat honey from, it will help you with allergies?
Oh, absolutely.
Because the pollen is part of what is creating allergies with people. And
Desert
and-
wildflower. What I do is I get some manzanita, mesquite, sage, and I put the bees. My son-in-law puts bees out there, and he gets these. And then we create this desert wildflower. If you ever have a sore throat or you know any singers, that's
Yeah.
what you want to take, that desert wildflower, because it's got all this tremendous anti-allergenic properties in it. And then you can augment that with the bee pollen, too. I'm very much into the fresh bee pollen, but I didn't bring that up today. We'll see how the honey business goes, and then if I find a tremendous success, then I'll start educating people in bee pollen.
Yeah, all right.
Did I get my picture back,
You want?
Your picture?
or did you want to keep that?
Either way.
Yeah, we don't.
Jerry wants to-
All right, well, good luck
So
out
now
there.
the next step is to go to the,
She'll notify you and,
He's gonna go down and get his stuff.
okay,
Yeah, business license.
I gotta go get, okay, are they still open?
Yeah, it's only 15.
till 5.
And I go where, down, right down?
Straight in the front, yeah, right down the hallway,
Get a
when you get right
business.
to the front doors at, turn right.
Okay,
Yeah.
and then I've submitted all the stuff to the health department
Yeah, I've been there.
because I spent a year in my life in Vietnam. I don't have to pay any fees. But I haven't been approved yet, so I don't know where that is in the bureaucracy. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, creations. Hallway, Walter?
What is
We
it?
want to do P-U-L-L-A-Y. P-Y. How do you spell your last name?
My last name Ramos.
No, right here, creation, go ahead.
Oh, Pujllay. P-U-J-L-L-A-Y.
I lost track.
L-L-A-Y.
P-U-J-L-L-A-Y.
Pujllay.
What they want to sell is smoothies, right?
Yeah.
Like a smoothie. Yeah, before we come in
Amazonian.
I am a musician and I make flutes. I was selling a flutes here in the farmers market. And I started with this kind of business a few months ago. I went for many markets in LA and San Valley, San Fernando Valley. It's made in a real fresh fruit. And I cut this one.
So are you saying you're in the village? Is he in now?
No,
Is this
he
an
used to be
add-on?
in selling- he
No.
used to be in selling flutes. He's not in now.
Okay,
So I
okay.
suppose
Right now
those
it's
are two
different.
things.
Okay, and where do you come down from?
LA.
LA?
LA, yeah.
Okay, all right.
I cut this one, I put everything, and I mix in a blend with the ice and concentrate pineapple. Also, I make a mix: strawberry, banana, and mango, and papaya. Two different. One only pineapple, and the other one is a mix.
Rum.
Have to bring your own.
I think it's good because it's hot and
Yeah,
then you
correct.
serve it in that tall glass.
These pictures come.
Yeah, this one, also in this one, it's a bowl,
Oh, in the bowl.
and a bowl of pineapple bowl. Yeah. This is plastic.
Oh, it's plastic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
plastic.
Would you serve-
Because I had to have a concern with people walking around with a
No,
big
no,
old
it's a
thing of
plastic.
glass in their mouth.
Yeah.
Different kind.
Different sizes, different colors, and
I like the display. I like the way you served it and stuff, but how does that conflict with what we have now? We already have the smoothie, that truck, right? What else do we have besides that down there with smoothies?
Well, all these,
Ices.
Yeah, there's all the other stuff along the way that sells it
I
too.
think the flavor is a little bit different because it's from Brazil. This style.
So we had all the other ones
Also, I
on
use
the waiting list, then we had some openings and they came up off the list.
yeah, the snow cone people.
Snow cone.
We have that Paradise Italian Ice place that's open right there. Great, my concern.
One of my concerns is the booth presentation. Just a table with two blenders on it.
The food is very different. Is the
Yeah.
style? It's from Amazonian because we coming from South America. We are from Bolivia. And I living in Brazil.
We learn over there.
Over there.
This kind of.
And the style, it's
Displays over
everything.
there.
It's from Brazil.
What's that?
That display wouldn't be here.
We
That
are
display's
in-
over there.
yeah.
Brazil.
I just like the way these were cool and the way they cut up the pineapple. I thought that was kind of cool. I mean,
Yeah.
it's different, it's neat. I can imagine walking down the street with a big old pineapple. That's kind
So,
of
so
cool.
booth presentation isn't an
The
issue.
picture
Like,
is the pineapple.
Yeah, I think that's neat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the fly. It's from.
So we're not
yeah,
loading up on
American
this
fly.
type of product?
Yeah, it's different. It's very different.
It doesn't mean
Yeah.
anything that they're not
It's not
local.
as-
They're not.
Yeah, because basically we've been putting everybody on a waiting list. So I don't know.
Is the
That's what I would do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unless they're a downtown business.
Don't we have a
Palm
lot, I
Springs
mean, of
business.
this particular?
Yeah.
I
Well,
think
you
so.
just-
Just
well, there's
the
three
presentation.
going in today, merchants going in today,
Mm-hmm.
Food. I
Yeah.
think we're getting plenty.
Yeah.
and the two went in from the last meeting, the snow cones.
Mm-hmm. So can we do it that way, put it on a list, I mean,
Yeah.
since we already moved up a couple from the snow cone
Yeah,
list.
Yeah. So basically what we'd have to do is put you on a waiting list, because right now, last week, we took in 3 or 4 of the same type, and which they were on the waiting list before, then we had some cancellations, which gave us openings, so we brought the people up on the list, so we have to put you on the list, then as people drop out, then we'll move you up.
Okay.
So that's basically all we could do at this point.
Motion.
Need a
I make a
motion.
motion that we put, whatever.
Pool gelée? Pool gelée?
Yeah.
On our waiting list for food vendors, and when there is a position available for you, Elaine will contact you.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None? There you go.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very nice product.
Thank you.
Yeah, exactly, it's kind of
Thank
like you're at a pool in Vegas or something. They serve you.
And sometimes as far as the waiting list, like summertime, which is starting now, even though we had some that started, sometimes they won't make it. They'll pull out.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Okay.
but if they hang out, if they stay, you know, then
Yeah.
we just have to wait.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. Thank you
All right.
very much. Thank you.
Go ahead.
Well, that's all of our vendors, it looks
One
like.
more.
One more?
One more.
We're gonna do the Paradise Italian
Oh, okay.
Ice. You all know, I mean, that's,
Yeah, they didn't show, they're a downtown business, product is very good. I can attest to that personally. They are located at 130 North Palm Canyon Drive. They would like a location close to that area if they could. And I would encourage you to consider it.
Are they gonna do the, does it say, are they gonna do the ices and the gelati, or just the ices?
Just the ices.
Well, seeing that they are a local business, they are not, they don't go on the waiting list.
Right.
I make a motion that we accept Paradise Italian Ice.
Second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None? There you go. Good luck.
All your ice not melt.
Is
Yeah,
that it?
any other business? So at this point, we'll adjourn the meeting. Have a nice afternoon, everybody.
Thank you.